Ever get that feeling? Like you're just totally drowning in receipts and bills and bank statements. I mean, seriously, where did all the money go?
Yeah, it's like a black hole sometimes, isn't it?
Totally. Well, today's deep dive, we're going to try to tackle that, try to get a grip on all those finances.
We're going back to basics.
Exactly. With a surprisingly simple tool, the Cash Book. We've got a whole stack of articles and research here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Really excited to dive in and see what we can uncover. What do you think?
I mean, it's pretty fascinating how something so simple can make a huge difference.
Right.
Like whether you're running a giant business or just trying to keep your own personal finances straight.
Okay, so first things first, we got to start with the basics.
Right.
For anyone out there who's never even heard of a cash book, what is it? In plain English.
Well, you can kind of think of it like a financial diary.
Yeah.
So it's just a record of every single cash transaction. So money coming in and money going out.
Gotcha.
Let's go back to that bakery example we talked about before.
Yeah.
Every single loaf of bread that's sold.
Right.
Every bag of flour they have to buy to make that bread.
Even like paying the bills.
Even the utility bill, the rent. All that gets written down in the cash book.
So it's not just like shoving a bunch of receipts in a shoebox.
Definitely not. So a cash book takes those receipts and turns them into something more organized, right? It has a structure, usually with dates, descriptions, and amounts, all laid out. And that way you're not just hoarding those little bits of paper, you're creating a really clear picture of your cash flow, which can be super insightful.
Cash flow, yeah. I feel like I hear that term thrown around all the time.
Yeah.
But can you break it down a bit more? Like, what exactly does that mean?
Sure. It just means the movement of money, how much is coming in, how much is going out.
And the difference?
Yeah. And what you get at the end of all of that, like the net result, I always think of it kind of like a river, right?
Yeah.
You want a healthy flow coming in that keeps everything running. But if too much is rushing out, you know you're going to run into trouble. So the cash book is what helps you keep an eye on that flow.
So it's all about having that bird's eye view, I guess.
Yeah.
Now, from what I was reading, I think there are different types of cash books. Am I right about that?
Yeah, you are totally right.
Okay.
There's the single column cash book
Okay.
and the double column cash book. Those are the most common. So with the single column, as you might guess, single column, it's just one column to record all the cash transactions. So both the money coming in and the money going out. Pretty simple and straightforward, which is perfect for individuals, maybe small businesses with, not a ton of transactions.
Right.
But then you've got the double column cash book.
Okay.
So that one uses, two columns. One for cash receipts, that's the money coming in.
Yeah.
And then another one for payments, that's the money going out. And that just allows for a bit more detailed tracking and analysis. So bigger businesses that have, more complex stuff going on, that's often what they prefer.
Right. So, the sources that we're diving into today, they really emphasize the importance of summarizing those cash receipts and those payments. Can you talk about why that is so crucial? And then how does it actually work in practice?
Imagine trying to understand your spending habits for an entire year.
Oh my God.
Just by looking at each individual transaction.
Or anything.
It's impossible.
Yeah, totally overwhelming.
Yeah. So summarizing is all about taking those individual transactions, grouping them into categories that actually mean something.
Okay.
So in your cash book, you might, summarize all your receipts by sources. So sales, loans, investments, and then your payments by expenses. So rent, utilities, inventory, all that fun stuff.
So it's kind of like taking a giant messy pile of data,
right,
and turning it into a clear, concise report.
Yeah, exactly. Think about it. That's where the real value is, right? You're able to really easily spot trends, identify problems we might be spending too much over here. And ultimately, you're going to make better financial decisions. For example, that bakery owner, they might notice that, the cost of ingredients, that's been steadily increasing over the past few months. And then that could help them say, okay, well, maybe we need to try and renegotiate with our suppliers or adjust our pricing a little bit so we can maintain our profitability.
Yeah. So it sounds like a cash book is a lifesaver.
Yeah.
Even if you're not a financial expert,
But what about those of us who aren't running businesses? Is this still relevant, for personal finances?
Oh, definitely. Think about, your own spending. Do you ever get to the end of the month and think, where did all my money go?
Oh, yeah. All the time.
Yeah. So a cash book, or even just a simplified version of one.
That can be super helpful for personal budgeting. You can track your income, categorize your expenses, and then you can actually see, where's the money going, which can be, very eye-opening, sometimes scary, but then you can see those areas where maybe you're overspending, maybe some opportunities to save a bit more effectively.
Yeah, I could use some help with that. So instead of just guessing, you're actually like basing your financial decisions on like real hard data. That's got to be empowering.
Yeah, totally. Knowledge is power,
right?
Especially when it comes to your money.
Right.
So a cash book, it gives you the power to take control of your money, whether you're a business owner or just an individual trying to make ends meet.
This has been really helpful. So I guess just to recap quickly, a cash book, it's basically a detailed record of all your transactions, right?
Yeah.
But it's got to be organized. It's got to be summarized so you can have that clear picture of your cash flow.
Exactly.
Essential for businesses, but like we said, it can also be super valuable for us regular people who just want to get better at budgeting.
And the best part is you don't have to be an accountant to figure this out. It's pretty simple, and the insights can be really helpful.
Yeah, I'm already thinking about how I can apply this in my own life.
I know, me too.
Now, for all our listeners out there, here's a question to think about.
Okay, I like this.
So in today's world, right, everything's digital. How is technology changing the way that we even manage cash books? Are we getting rid of the traditional, pen and paper ledgers?
Interesting.
Or are there still benefits to those old school methods? So as something to think about as we wrap up this deep dive, thanks for joining us, and we will catch you next time for another fascinating exploration.
See ya.